And we're live. Woo! Hey, everybody, what's up? It's your girl, Jade Feinics, here with my brother from another mother, Josh Feinics. As always, we're coming to you live. We were supposed to come to you live last week, but Memorial Day. So we took the week off and enjoyed ourselves, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah.
And some of our listeners might have seen the shenanigans we got ourselves into with the first instance of epic burger snobbery.
Oh, it was so worth it.
Oh, yeah.
And
a lot of time and effort went into making those burgers, and who knows, maybe we'll choose a select few to share the recipe with in the coming weeks.
Well, you know, we'll announce how you can win that recipe, because trust me, it's fucking worth it. Whew, that was a good burger. I mean, seriously, even my vegan friend took a bite of it and was like, yo. What?
Bro.
Like, his face was just classic. It was great. So, you might be wondering why I am wearing these glasses.
She wears her sunglasses at night so she can.
So stupid. Either way, the reason why I'm wearing these sunglasses for the cast is I actually did something that I've always wanted to do since I was young and the procedure was announced, as I got LASIK. And I did this on Saturday, and it's literally worth every single penny. If you are someone that has to wear glasses or contacts, get LASIK, because it is fucking worth it. I can see perfectly. I just, I'm not allowed to wear any eye makeup for the next couple of weeks. So
that's really why she's wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, because I can see fine, and the light doesn't bother me at all. But I'm just vain, so...
So if you want your eye surgery, contact GeneCo. We have convenient payment plans.
Actually, believe it or not, if you hit up the Phoenix Gate podcast, I can refer you and you'll get 20% off. Ta-da!
And if you can't pay that 20% off, Repo Man.
Oh, God, that's so good. I love that movie so much.
Such a great movie.
Repo, the genetic opera. If you've never seen it, watch it. I mean, hello, it's classic.
It's a blockbuster cast. You have Anthony Stewart Head, for those of us fellow nerds out there, is Giles from Buffy.
Amanda!
Yep, exactly. Giles from Buffy is in it. Paris Hilton, meh, okay. Mm-hmm. Paul Sorvino, who's been an actor for 1,000,001 years, is in it. He's great.
Yep.
You have the guy from, Gwar or Slayer? Gwar. The guy from Ogre from Gwar is in it.
Yeah.
And there's just and the incomparable Sarah Brightman as Blind Mag.
Oh my God! And she sings in the movie. I mean, obviously it's genetic opera, so it is
Well, the genetic opera is the performance she does every night. That's what they call it.
Right, exactly. But the thing is people don't understand. Like, we'll recommend this movie because we do. It's amazing.
Oh, Repo is great.
It's a musical, so guys, there's going to be singing along with the horror. So deal with it.
And actually, you may have seen Sarah Brightman singing once before, because she's the one singing the opera in The Fifth Element.
Yes.
But enough talking about Repo the Genetic Opera and how truly awesome it is. I know you're all waiting for the double mystery epic beer snobbery that we announced earlier.
Double blind.
Yep, double blind. Now, those of you that follow our escapades know a couple of weeks ago I went and I did a Tough Mudder run in PA, and the next morning I stopped off at Reading Terminal Market on my way back to the great state of New York.
Even though you don't bless the rains.
No, I bless the rains down in Africa, but not in Queens.
No, unfortunately, the nest is located in a rainforest. Yeah. It's literally always raining here. I mean, and when it isn't raining, it's super windy.
Yeah.
Super windy.
So I don't want Chicago pissing and moaning that they're the windiest place. They may be called the Windy City, but that's because you're all full of hot air. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Chicago.
I'll be there in 2 weeks.
Yes, you will.
Yes, I will. Mm-hmm. I cannot wait.
But like I said, now it's time for double mystery epic beer snobbery.
Yes.
Now, as I said, while I was at the Reading Terminal Market, there is a place called Molly Malloy's, and they are a bar, but they are also a growler filling station, and they had a buttload of beers on tap to try, and I selected two to bring back with me in hopes that we could have a double epic beer snobbery. Now, I know what they are, but Jade doesn't know what they are. So this is a surprise to her, too.
Yes, it is.
So, let's kick it off. I'm going to go with Now, mind you, they're in these lovely growlers, so we're going to try our best for that satisfying sound. We're going to do our best.
We'll do our best.
Now, this right here, this is Royal Weiss from the Sly Fox Brewery in Pennsylvania itself. Now, Royal Weiss is a Hefeweizen, which is why I bought it, because it's one of my favorite types of beers.
Say that 3 times fast.
Hefeweizen?
Yeah.
Hefeweizen, Hefeweizen, Hefeweizen. But anyway. We're going to keep it very mystery, so I'm not even going to even look up the alcohol by volume, but it's a Hefeweizen, so 5, 6, something around that.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
Ooh, we got a little
something.
bit. Got a little bit.
Ooh, yeah, that smells like a traditional. It's malty, it's weedy, it's got a little bit of a banana note on the nose. But you know what? Smell is only one thing. Taste is what's important.
It's the taste. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So,
I know you're not a fan of beer, but you gotta try this one.
What do you mean I'm not a fan of beer? I love beer. It just depends on the beer.
Yeah, well, me too.
Yeah. It's not bad. I mean, no. I taste the banana. Yeah,
it's an all-day beer.
You see,
I see what you did there. Yeah, I mean, a Hefeweizen is a good social drinking beer.
That's definitely something that you and I could have enjoyed during our Memorial Day shenanigans with the beer snobbery.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was just drinking. What the hell just happened? My thing just went. Okay. Hopefully, I'm still coming live to you guys because we just had a total.
So
I don't know.
Yeah, the putty's evaded.
Yeah, right?
Now, yes, Royal Weiss from the Sly Fox Brewery. If you can find it at a store near you or a growler filling station near you, definitely check it out.
The screen went black. Guys, let me know if the screen comes back.
Are we back?
Oh, we're back. We're back.
There you are. Okay, cool.
Hi, thank you, Amanda. Hi, Caitlin. We love you.
Now.
And, Caitlin, you want to tune into this one because we're talking about us.
Yes. Now, for the second part of our Mystery Epic Beer Snobbery.
I love it.
I'm not even going to say anything about it. I'm just going to open it. I'm going to taste it. She's going to taste it. And we're going to see what happens.
And then I'm going to drink it.
And
no twist. Notes.
But maybe that could be a sign of what's inside.
Ooh, that's what she said.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can literally smell it before you even hand.
What are you smelling?
I'm smelling cherries. I'm smelling and cider.
So that would make it a...
It would be a cherry cider.
It's a cherry pie cider from the Key and Stone Brewery.
Yeah, you're not getting this back.
Hey,
it's mine. Mine. Not happening. I'm pulling a seagull from Nemo. Mine. No, it's fine. We're good. I'll share a little bit, but oh my god.
You'll share a little bit.
Better save me some.
Oh.
Is that a threat?
Are you threatening me?
I'll save you a little. Anyway.
But yeah, if you can find the cherry pie cider from Key and Stone Brewery,
get it!
Get it. It's phenomenal.
Uh-oh, I think we lost camera.
Camera?
I think we lost the camera.
Did we lose the camera?
I think so. Oh,
if anybody's watching us on
Twitch, I think we may have lost the Twitch feed. Actually, no. I think we lost... What beer is that? Caitlin wants to know what beer that is. I'm not sharing with you.
The one you're not sharing?
Mm.
Okay, that is the cherry pie cider from Key and Stone Brewery.
Oh my god. It's like... This is almost as good as those burgers you made. This is almost as good as those burgers you made. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. So we may be having a little bit of technical...
Maybe you want the cap?
Yeah, that works. We may be having a little bit technical difficulty, guys. Just let me know if you can see us, because I don't know if my camera's actually on right now or not. So I'm hoping that it is. We'll see.
Yes. And just blame the rains down in Africa. Or in Queens.
We'll tell Dan to pick it up. Yeah, girl. Yeah.
I mean, maybe not have to drive all the way to Reading Terminal Market to get it, but it might be around here. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. There are cons down in PA and Jersey that could be easily gone to.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is one in Philly.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be going to it until next year, but
no.
I think it already passed.
The Greater Philadelphia Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Already passed.
Already passed.
End of April.
All right, so.
All right, so tonight is we've been doing a series for the month of May because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And since it is now the end of May, literally May ends in 2 days.
Yes, it does.
I can't believe that we're already halfway through the year. And the psycho dog is already starting her shit. Wonderful. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, okay. So basically we decided we were going to do 5 parts, but honestly we covered a lot of what we would have covered last week in our 3 other parts, which you guys can all hear on Podbean, you can see on our Facebook page, our Twitch page, all of that is there. Tonight we are culminating Mental Health Awareness Month with something that hits extremely close to home for me, which is borderline personality disorder. I suffer from it. I have several friends that also suffer from it. Last week we covered bipolar, well not last week, but 2 weeks ago we did cover bipolar disorder, which hits very close to home for Josh Feinics.
Yep.
So tonight, sit down, buckle up, and you get ready to learn about BPD, ladies and gentlemen, because this shit is no fucking joke.
No, it is not.
No, it is not.
Because I have other friends besides my sister from another mister that do suffer from borderline personality disorder.
Yeah. It is not a fun disease.
Being that it's your personal disorder, I'm going to defer to you.
Alright, well.
What's your disorder?
See, the thing is about borderline is that it's also been very misdiagnosed over the years.
Yes.
People that have borderline personality disorder are usually misdiagnosed multiple times before they actually get the diagnosis of borderline. I myself was misdiagnosed several times before they finally, a competent therapist sat down, really talked to me, really got a sense of things and said, okay, you don't suffer from any of that. This is what's wrong with you.
I seen it.
So basically, borderline personality disorder is also known as emotionally unstable personality disorder, which I don't really like that name, but it is what it is.
Only because it has emotionally unstable in it.
Right, because honestly, a lot of borderlines, while we do have extreme fluctuations in our emotional state of mind, it's not uncontrollable.
No, that's very true.
Right. So, it's a long-term pattern of abnormal behavior characterized by unstable relationships with other people, an unstable sense of self, and unstable emotions. There's often dangerous behavior and self-harm associated with this disorder. So, we're talking drug abuse, alcoholism, promiscuity, spending problems because, we could overspend on things that we don't need and then later on regret it and then get upset and then cutting, burning. All the self-harm that you can think of, including suicide, is very prominent with this disorder.
And the reasoning behind that, they found, is these are all efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment.
Which is our biggest thing.
Borderline suffer from an intense feeling of abandonment. Whether it's real or if it's only in their heads.
Yep.
It happens. But they feel they're being abandoned, they don't want to be abandoned, so they engage in these relationships with people that are maybe not necessarily healthy for them.
Yeah, we are very drawn to narcissists. We are extremely drawn to abusive relationships because in our minds, a lot of the times we believe this is what we deserve because of the way we are. So we'll sit there and say, I'm acting this way, so whatever is happening to me is deserved. Which in 99% of the time, actually I would probably say 100% of the time, it isn't.
Okay, so when you're, let's just call it a bad patch. When you're personally going through a bad patch, what are you feeling? What feeling is in your head? I
personally call my bad times, you either have what I call a spike or a spiral. Spikes for me, this is all me guys, I'm not speaking for all borderlines, I'm speaking for myself. When I go through a spike, I don't even realize I'm having the spike. It will actually take someone very close to me who associates with me on an everyday type level to point out I'm not acting myself. And that's usually what will lead to a spiral. Because once the spike gets so bad, all of a sudden I start going into my spiral. And once I'm in the spiral, I go down, I get depressed, I get angry, because rage is a huge factor with borderline. I get depressed, I get suicidal, I'll get very, very, what's the right word I'm looking for here? I get, devil may care is more the better word.
You don't have a feeling of emptiness.
Oh, that's constant. That's a constant thing with borderline.
Yes.
That's constant. So when I say devil may care, it means I'll literally walk in the middle of the street and dare a bus to hit me, kind of a thing. Or I'll spend money that I know I don't have because I don't give a shit. I don't think of the consequences. I'm not thinking of the future. I'm literally just saying, fuck this. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Meh.
And how are you personally when it comes to maybe new people? What do you find yourself having like issues with trusting new people? Or
I don't trust anyone.
That's not true.
I trust you. That's different. You took 20 years to trust you, and even then, I've still lost trust in you several times.
Yeah, but
it's special.
Yeah,
I don't trust anyone. I will trust you to an extent. I don't trust you altogether. If I trust you altogether, you'll know it. You'll know it because I will show you that I trust you in certain ways. And then again, that feeling of abandonment that comes in, even if I know you're not going anywhere, I will do insane things to try to keep you there, and at the same time try to keep you the fuck away from me. So it's kind of like, oh my god, I fucking hate you, don't leave me.
Yeah, that's actually the perfect way to describe it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. Like, I fucking hate you, I wish you would die, leave me the fuck alone. Please don't leave me. I can't deal with anything without you. I don't want you to go. And then if you actually leave, fuck you, I don't need you. Please call me. That's literally how it is. Literally what it is every single day. I myself am very proud of this factor. I'm one of the most stable now borderlines you're ever going to meet. My friend Caitlin can attest to this. I'm the one that everybody comes to when they need information about borderline. Caitlin, my friend, also says, she also suffers from BPD. She goes, I call this disorder the Hydra. You can cut down the heads to calm it down, but they always grow back and they're always doubling. It's true.
Yeah,
it's very true. And there's the butter dog.
Cállate la boca, pero.
No. No. She's gonna go crazy now. Let me see. Okay, so...
Now, they do say that borderline, just like a lot of other mental disorders, there is a family history component to it.
Yes and no, because it's unclear what exactly.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, they say people with a close family member, there's maybe a higher proclivity of them getting the disorder.
Well, I'm fairly positive that my father may suffer from borderline. So,
with narcissistic tendencies?
No, he's gotten better. When he was younger, maybe. But I would say that my father quite possibly has this disorder, and his is undiagnosed. Because
so many.
Yeah, it's true. But it's also, there's neurological, environmental, and social factors. Because the thing is you could have the proclivity for borderline personality disorder, but it takes something to trigger it. See, my brother and my sister, and my half-brother and my half-sister do not suffer from this disorder. I'm the only one. So something in my early childhood, which is when most borderlines will be activated, triggered my disorder. So.
And they say it's the areas of the brain specifically that regulate impulse control and emotional regulation that are affected in borderline.
You can actually look up brain scans on the internet, on Google. Google it if you don't believe me. Our brain scans are literally different than yours. And
mine would be different from other people as
well. Exactly. So a normal brain, certain places are going to light up, and, when exposed to certain stimuli, my brain won't. Yeah. Or it will to an extent where it's like, the wrong thing will trigger it to a point where you're like, what the actual fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
So, let's see.
And then, of course,
frontal lobe. Thank you.
And then, of course, there's the outline factors: your environment, your cultural upbringing, your social interactions.
Yeah. It's right here. It even says it right here. I'm reading as we're talking. The underlying mechanism appears to involve the frontal limbic network of neurons in the frontal lobe of the brain. Because a lot of things have actually been...
And the frontal lobe is where impulse control and stuff like that is stored.
Yeah.
This moment of science brought by Professor Jade Feinics.
It's true. But it is actually, people for the longest time were just said, oh, it's just your emotions, control them, you can do that, blah, 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 blah. No!
Borderlines can't most of the time.
No, we can't. So, how do you know if you're a borderline? Number one, you have to be diagnosed by a licensed professional. Number one. Right?
Yes. Always, with any disorder, you may think you have something, but until somebody that is a psychiatrist tells you that you have it and this is what they want to do for you, I wouldn't...
Even a psychologist can do it too.
Well, yeah.
I was diagnosed, believe it or not, by a psychologist before I was confirmed by a psychiatrist.
Yes. Well, also, psychologists will make the initial diagnosis with that because essentially, for the most part, they have not discovered a useful enough drug therapy. For borderline, it's more didactic therapy.
There is no drug therapy that will work for borderline. I would know. I've been on them all.
Yes, I know you have.
Yeah. So, here are some signs and symptoms of borderline. We will have a marked, disturbed sense of identity, which means, here, for lack of a better word, you are looking at yourself in a mirror, but you don't see yourself. You don't see what other people will see. I mean, obviously, nobody in this life really does. But we are to a point where it's like, you could literally be skinny to a point where you can play the xylophone on someone's ribs and you'll think you're fat.
But then that's also leaning into maybe a touch of body dysmorphic disorder.
But it comes with borderline.
Yes, I am.
A lot of, like, I'm saying that as an example. Mm-hmm. Frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment and having extreme reactions from it.
Mm-hmm.
Splitting.
Please don't leave me. I'm going to kill myself if you go out the door.
It's true. Splitting, which is the biggest thing that I had to learn to control. Splitting is also known as black and white thinking. It's either this or it's not. There is no fucking gray. There's nothing you could tell me any way different. Nothing is going to change my mind once I think either way. I have learned to control this to an extent. I'm still working on my gray. I am still working on my gray area. But it's better than it was 20 years ago.
Well, yes.
So
a lot of things are better than they were 20 years ago.
Not my age.
No.
Well,
what's my age again? What's my age again?
Disassociation, which is a big thing. Like, okay, example. One thing that I have talked about in the past, especially with our jobs.
Yes.
Is we are able to remove ourselves from certain situations emotionally and not react. With a borderline, it goes extreme. So something that will affect normal people, I hate to use the word normal, but I'm going to. Something that will affect a normal person will not affect me. Or it'll affect me to the point where I break down and can't function.
True.
So,
fact.
That also goes with the splitting. Unstable or chaotic interpersonal relationships. You will notice with someone that has borderline personality disorder, we do not keep friendships, relationships, even a relationship with our family. We don't keep them for very long. Josh is a very, very, very rare exception. Like I said, I'm one of the rare borderlines that can control themselves and control our certain characteristics. I've known Josh 20 years, practically. And, yeah, we've had our ups and downs, but he's still around. Where normally, for me, if somebody does something to me, I just turn around and be like, Dano, snap, bye, you're gone. And I will never let you back in. Ever.
No. It took a year from our last fallout for us to resume contact.
It's true. And it took him contacting me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, nope, fuck you. I'm done.
And then we sat down and we had an adult discussion and realized we were both being fuck-ups.
True.
And we met up at a Shillelagh Law show and it was like nothing changed.
Yep.
Within 5 minutes.
It's true. I already discussed the impulsivity or impulsive or dangerous behaviors, spending, sex, substance abuse, reckless driving, binge eating, intense or uncontrollable emotional reactions that often seem disproportionate to an event or situation. Again, going with the reaction, like, okay, prime example. Say I'm dating someone, right? And they say, hey, I'm running a little late. And I flip out. And literally, they're only 5 minutes late, but I'm literally flipping the fuck out. Full rage, whole thing, because they were 5 minutes late.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that is with borderline, but
Bipolar
No, in your case, I could say it's maybe me rubbing off on you, because those who know me know I'm extremely punctual, and being 5 minutes late drives me up the fucking wall.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But we are also very sensitive to rejection or criticism. So literally, when I cosplay, I'm constantly sitting there going, does this look okay? Am I looking okay? Even though I could look fucking amazing. Like, apparently I did at East Coast Comic Con.
The Jessica Jones,
the Black Cat, my Talia debut. Apparently I looked fucking fantastic all weekend. I still was sitting there saying, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure I look okay? Are you sure?
It took me like a half an hour, 45 minutes to convince her that she looked good in the Katana cosplay from Big Apple.
Kate says anything to feel an emotion, especially when we're in our disassociation phases, because we are completely blank.
Yeah, you just want to feel
anything. Like, that's why a lot of us will cut or burn or do something stupid. I don't anymore, but why do you think I have all these tattoos, guys? A lot of it's covering a lot of scarring. Not proud of it, but what are you gonna do? This is what happens with my disorder. More to add to it?
No, I mean, that you pretty much got most of it. It's just the fact that, unlike a lot of mental disorders, as I said before, borderline is the one where there really is no drug therapy for it. It's got to be all didactic talk therapy.
Or group therapy.
Yeah. But basically talk.
Yeah.
To sort of give you, I guess, a better perspective. I mean, I don't know, I'm not a borderline, so I can't really comment on what goes on in your head when you're getting better.
Yeah. Like, basically, it's the way I said when we were doing your bipolar. Mm-hmm. Yours is a software problem. Mine is a hardware problem, where my brain literally cannot comprehend things the way yours does. Because it's just not wired that way.
Well, most people can't comprehend things the way my brain
does.
does.
It's such a Sagittarius sometimes. Wow. But I'm just saying, we can't do it. So it literally comes up to, like, where emotions, like I'm about to talk about our emotions. We feel emotions with greater ease, depth, and for a longer period of time. So, say Josh has a bipolar spike. His spike is only going to last at most a day.
Generally speaking.
Right. Mine, say I have a borderline spike or spiral, can last up to a week or more, sometimes, depending on how powerful it is.
Yes, I mean, generally because I'm a bipolar depressive, my manics will last about a day, my depressives can span several days.
Right. So, basically...
And if you have more questions, look it up on the Googles, just like right here, the Googles.
The Googles!
The Googles!
With her big happy grin.
Big happy dog
So,
face.
people with BPD are often exceptionally enthusiastic, idealistic, joyful, loving. However, we get overwhelmed by negative emotions, anxiety, depression, guilt, shame, worry, anger, and we'll experience intense grief instead of sadness, or shame and humiliation instead of mild embarrassment, rage instead of annoyance, and panic instead of nervousness. So, like I said before, someone's late by 5 minutes, I freak the fuck out instead of being like, this fucking guy.
This fucking guy over here, like a fucking guy.
Somebody says something negative about my cosplay, I'm like, oh my god, and I can't function. Instead of just being like, oh,
whatever.
Yeah.
Or if somebody criticized your cosplay, wouldn't it be, oh my god, Josh, stop hitting him?
Yeah, pretty much. Hey Edison, how you doing? What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
So, another thing, if you are just joining us, we are completing our month of May mental health awareness series with borderline personality disorder, which is very personal to me. I do suffer from it. So, another thing that we also feel is we are very sensitive to feelings of rejection, criticism, isolation, and perceived failure. That's a bad one.
Yeah.
That's a bad one.
Perceived failure is a biggie for the borderline.
It's a big one, and the rejection is even worse.
Yes.
So it's like that'll make us very, very hard. It'll make it hard for us, say we have to look for a job, and they say no, then our life is over. You know, or we're at a job, and we're doing a good job, or we think we are, but our boss isn't satisfied. Blah! Like we just lose it. We also have the worst coping mechanisms. They're so bad. We are escapists. We literally will do anything we can to escape how we're feeling at this point. Suicide, self-injury,
Drinking
emotional...
yourself into stupidity.
Yeah, emotional isolation, drugs. We are very aware of the intensity of our negative emotional reactions, and we can't regulate them, so we shut down entirely, since being aware of it makes us even crazier. So we just, whoop. I mean, and it's like, the thing is also, a lot of thing is with borderlines, we have no warning signs except for what we just described, because when we shut down, your normal people aren't going to be able to perceive that something's wrong, and that will lead to suicide. Actually, it just popped into
my mind. A prime example of how the both of us, with our respective disorders, have taken it seriously and really have nullified a lot of our triggers and a lot of our symptoms. Thursday was the perfect example. At the bar.
Oh.
Yes. Well, I'm going to spill the tea about it real quick. Thursday, we went to support one of our friends. And
he got the job, by the way.
Did he?
He did.
Good for him.
So every Thursday, join the Phoenix Gate, or at least one of us, at Hatfields on Bella Boulevard to support our friend DJ Zach.
Yes. So we were there to support DJ Zach. We're all having a couple of drinks. We're having a good time.
Speaking of drinks.
And let's say a very controlled substances influenced female came up to us and was like trying to dance with us, and we're just chilling in our little group, and we're like, whatever.
It's a coked up bitch.
Yeah. So the ladies went to the bathroom in pack formation, as ladies do. And one of our other traveling companions decided to go somewhere. I can't recall where.
I don't know where it went.
Yeah. So next thing I know, this coked up bitch took my beer out of my hand. Which, first of all, those of you that know me, epic beer snobbery. Touching my beer is a cardinal sin.
I can't even do it.
Like, I have to hand you the beer.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this bitch took my beer away from me. She took a sip and then handed it back to me. And I was like, all right, I guess she's just trying to get free alcohol. I don't know. By the time I finished that thought, this bitch had turned around and spit that mouthful of beer all over my brand new shirt.
Yep.
And where 5 years ago, I would have had a real internal struggle as whether or not to throw her through a plate glass window for the disrespect. Because I'll just really quickly, spitting on somebody is one of the most disrespectful things you can do to somebody, in my opinion.
I agree.
Why? There's no reason for it.
I agree.
But regardless, I kept it in. I didn't freak out. None of that shit. I kept it in together. And then everybody came back together and asked me why my shirt was wet. And then I told them. And the fact that she didn't chase her down and rip her head off is proof that, she has got her stuff under control.
It gets better. Same coked up bitch came back after me and Amanda were in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
You explained what happened. And I was wearing my keys on my belt that day.
Was that before or after?
I think it may have been the same.
I think it was before.
It may have been before.
I think that's what. Then you guys went to the bathroom from there.
It's assault, technically. No, you're right. So basically, before me and Amanda decided to go in a pack to the bathroom, we were standing there, and I had my keys on my belt loop like I normally wear them when I'm not carrying a bag.
It's an Italian thing.
It's an EMS thing.
I don't carry my keys on my belt. They're in my pocket.
I always have them in my belt. Whatever. Either way, she decides she wants to come up, and I guess she was trying to get people on the dance floor to dance with her. But she grabs my keys, and she starts yanking. Now, my keys are on my hip, right here, and I'm in the middle. I have Josh, Amanda, and our other friend, Erica's Prime, right next to me. I'm surrounded by my friends. She's yanking on my keys, and I'm just standing there. Now, you see, the thing is out of my peripherals, because, I have peripheral.
She's got the peripherals.
I do. Basically, I see Amanda has this horrified look on her face. Josh looks amused, but also slightly alarmed. And I could not really see Erica's Prime because he was standing a little bit outside of my field of vision, but I felt his arm basically kind of tighten up around my waist, like he was getting ready to prevent me from doing something stupid. And I'm standing there, I'm holding my beer, and I got my arms crossed like this. And I'm just, at first I'm looking at the girl, I got my resting bitch face on. And
which is no change.
No change. So then I'm literally looking her dead in the eye, and she keeps yanking, and she starts yanking harder. to a point now where she jerked me forward and my beer spilled a little bit. And that's when I turned around and I said, you really don't want to do that again. So she did. And that's when I very, very calmly removed her hand from my keys and said, touch me again and I'm going to kill you.
I believe it. I've seen it before.
See, now here's the thing. They thought I was literally not going to say a damn word and just hold off and go, bah! Right in the fucking bitch's face.
Facts.
So, that's a sign that I have learned to control myself because, trust me, the rage was there.
Oh,
my God. It was like,
I can smell it.
We're phoenixes. So when we get mad, we literally are
like I'm
heat.
starting to sweat from talking about
right,
it.
Right, right? Like, I'm actually sweating and red cheeked right now. So we're phoenixes. When we get mad, we get hot. And I mean hot. Like, literally, you can feel it. Like, you can't feel it because we're on podcast. But I'm sweating right now.
Yeah, just look under her eyes. You can see the flush.
Ta-da.
And same thing with me, because I'm getting talking about it.
So, you can imagine how hot I must have been running at that point. And that's probably another reason why me and Amanda decided to fuck off to the bathroom. I thought that me scaring her like that would have kept her away from you and Erica's. But
apparently not.
Apparently not. So, yeah. And then apparently, did she come back again? Oh, yeah. She came back again, and remember she tried to, grind up on Amanda.
That's
and
right.
Amanda was like, no, don't touch me! Ah! And I'm just sitting there, and I'm just laughing, because at this point, I'm going to really kill this bitch.
And then that gave us the idea to do the night at the Roxbury, though.
Yes, it did. It did. But, yeah. So
but that was consensual.
Right, but this is an example of how I've learned to control it, because 5 years ago,
she would have killed that bitch.
Not even. 2 years ago. 3 years ago.
She would have killed that bitch.
He's like, I know exactly what Sis is talking about. Good job, Sis. So, yeah, Edison has seen it.
Yes.
Edison has seen it. Edison is, is a McPhee.
Yeah,
Cypher.
I know.
Right.
I know who it is.
So he's seen me go after someone for the dumbest shit.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I'm saying, where I've learned to control that rage, where it's not hair trigger to a point where I'm just going to haul off and hit you. I may bark at you, or I may at you, but I'm not going to hit you. Where before, there was no bark, it was all bite. Oh, don't trust me, I'll still fucking bite you. But I'm going to control it, because I don't want to go to jail. I'm too old, and my face is too pretty.
I'm too pretty for jail.
I'm too pretty for jail. My lips are too...
Work!
Sorry, these lips are mine. I'm not sharing them. And then again, anybody would make me a prison bitch.
Yeah.
Your name is Brittany.
Your name is Brittany, bitch.
That's right. Hold my pocket, bitch. Hold my pocket.
Hold my pocket.
Right?
Put that Kool-Aid on your lips. Then I kiss you, you orange-flavored motherfucker.
I feel like I missed a good story. That's the booze. Hi, Eli!
What's up, Eli? Yes, you did miss a good story.
Yeah, you did.
That's because somebody decided to leave me for Governor's Island. Otherwise, you would have heard that story already.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I said it.
So we're going to go back to BPD. We're going to rein it back in, even though we
Yeah.
went on our tangent with the story. So people at BPD also feel...
Hey, our listeners love our tangents.
They do. You guys really do. BPD, they'll feel euphoria.
Mm-hmm.
They're also prone to dysphoria, which is a profound state of unease or dissatisfaction where literally I'll talk to him and be like, there's a disturbance in the force. And he'll be like, no, there isn't. I'm like, no, I'm serious, there is. And he's like, no, honey, we're fine. I'm like, no, something's wrong.
And then when it turns out that
wrong.
nothing's wrong, you're like, oh, okay, I guess you were right.
Yeah, but even then I'll find something. I'll sit there and I'll be like, something's wrong, and then I will literally...
This fork is crossed, that's what was wrong.
I swear to God, this is how bad it can get. I will literally go out of my way to find something wrong, to validate the fact that I felt like there was something wrong. That's what we do. What else do we do? We feel fragmented. We are also victims of... We have feelings of victimization, like, oh my God, the whole world is against me. Everybody hates me. I'm gonna go eat worms.
Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. Guess I'll go eat worms.
Yeah.
Thanks for noticing me.
Yeah. So basically, the thing is also these fluctuations in our emotions will cause anxiety, and instead of reacting to anxiety like you or a normal person would, we'll rage out like the Hulk. So, yeah.
Yes. But, borderlines as well as bipolars, in my personal experience, and your mileage may vary,
Oh, by the way, did you get my message from an amazement?
Yes, the live cast of the Sailor Moon concert that I told you about.
Did we get that message?
Yeah, because we were here. I think we were here.
Oh, I think I did. Well,
on Memorial Day.
Yeah. Kate says we wait till the hammer falls and sometimes make it happen. No, you're right. We do.
No.
We really do.
It. But anti-anxiety meds,
don't work.
in my personal experience, I mean, they don't work for bipolars. I'm sorry, borderlines. For bipolars, in my experience, it like she just said, made me Hulk rage.
Yes.
Anti-anxiety med. The mood stabilizer I'm on works perfectly well, and I use other naturopathic elements to balance my moods as well.
Yeah, we will neither confirm with an I said statement.
Well, yeah, you know, it's the
because
same,
I do it too.
The St. John's wort, the mugwort, lavender, stuff like that.
Indica.
In some cases.
Eclipse, what you doing, buddy?
All hail Prince Tikiti.
Prince Tikiti is playing with his ringy ball.
With
Jiggly ball. I think it went underneath the couch, but I'll get it later.
Play Jiggly Ball?
Jiggly Ball! Oh, did y'all talk about Steve? I have a video. I'm going to send it to you. Show Jade. Yes, please show me. Steve? Huh?
The medic.
What about it?
Just passed away. That's what she's asking about.
Yeah. We did not. Sorry. No. We won't be talking about that on air. Because I don't think the details were released of what happened. I know what happened.
I know what happened too.
But I don't know all of
that's
so,
not our story to tell.
Yeah. No, it's not. So what else are we talking about here? Self-harm, suicide, sense of self. Okay. What else? What do you got?
Okay, let's see. Let's go with the treatments.
Well, actually, most people with BPD are able to work if they find appropriate jobs and their condition is not too severe. People with BPD may be found to have a disability in the workplace if the condition is severe enough that the behaviors of sabotaging relationships, engaging in risky behaviors, or the intense anger prevent the person from functioning in their job role.
Mm-hmm. And actually, it just says right here, those borderlines that do seek treatment and stick with it you have to stick with it.
Yeah.
Because even as compared to those of us that can manage our symptoms with drug therapies and so on and so forth, if we go off our meds, we crash. Borderlines, if they go off their didactic therapy, they crash.
And burn.
Like crash and burn so bad.
And burn everybody else around us if
yes.
they can.
Yeah, they become Seth Rollins. Burn it down.
So, our sense of self is obviously very askew. We have trouble seeing the clear picture. So, and here's the thing is, you could be the hero in someone's story, but the villain in another, but you'll always believe that you're the villain. Just because one person believes that you're a villain, that's how sometimes you'll associate yourself. Even if you're like this amazing person.
I'm not a villain. I'm just drawn that way.
You know, we have difficulty knowing what we value, what we believe in, prefer, or even enjoy. Like, something that I'm enjoying today, I may not enjoy in a week, or a month, or even a year. So, it's very quick. The turnaround is super quick with borderlines. It's insane. Like, example. I have periods where I smoke cigarettes. Mm-hmm. I hate smoking. I have very bad 9/11 disease and asthma. And all sorts of shit that's wrong with my lungs. And cancer. And all sorts of other crazy things that are going on with my body. Yet, when I go through a spike or a spiral, I'll start smoking again. Why? Because I know it's hurting me, and I don't care.
That's pretty much that. That's my big...
Yeah. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
That's my danger, Will Robinson. If I see her smoking a cigarette, I'm like, I'll be, what's wrong?
Billy! Billy's joined us. Hey, Billy!
What's up, Billy? Yes, villains do rule, except when you feel like you're the villain.
I like being the villain. It's easier.
Well, yeah. Villains have more fun.
Okay, my eyes are starting to hurt. Sunglasses are going back on. Sorry. LASIK!
Stunner shades. Hashtag stunner shades.
Hashtag Abella eyeglasses. Yeah. So, Billy is Painted Black podcast, I believe.
Billy
So,
does the Painted Black podcast.
Billy does it. He's also one of our brothers from another mother and cosplay family.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be seeing him hopefully at Eternal Con because
Hint,
we'll
hint.
be there.
Juggy, what's up, bro?
Hey, Juggy! What's going on, guys? Everybody, if you are just joining us, we are talking borderline personality disorder as part 4 of Mental Health Awareness Month with the Phoenix Gate podcast.
With our series, The Enemy Within.
There you go. So what else? Oh God. Okay. We also, you can see a lot of the things with borderlines is we have no ability to concentrate. It'll be like, ooh, shiny.
Yeah.
What was I
Shiny
talking about?
object syndrome.
What? We also disassociate, where you'll think we're zoning out when in actuality we're paying attention to everything you say and do. We're just not acknowledging it physically. Till later, where we freak out.
Where you don't think they were paying attention, but they heard everything you just said.
It's true. It's true. So, a lot of people think that BPD and post-traumatic stress disorder, which we did cover.
Yes, we did cover PTSD in our first episode.
Yes, we did. It may be related in some way.
Yes.
They say that most borderlines have a history of childhood trauma. It's true.
It's damn true.
Less attention has been paid to investigating the causal roles that cognitive brain abnormalities, genetics, neurobiological factors, and environmental factors other than trauma. They haven't really focused. They're like, nope, trauma in the childhood, borderline. They're getting better. Borderline studies are getting better because more and more people are being diagnosed with it. But
well, I mean, I would think almost the traumas may actually hold a little more gusto, a little more weight in it, because when you go through a trauma, your brain will release neurochemicals to help you cope. And you cope, and you cope, and you cope, and then you grow up and you forget about these things that happened to you, and then invariably they're going to pop back up, and you're not going to have that coping mechanism set up anymore because you haven't dealt with said trauma or said incident in X amount of years.
Yeah.
And then it hits you like a freight train.
Yeah. So I am reading here with my research because I'm on top of this shit. They did a study in the Netherlands where they took 711 pairs of siblings and 561 parents were examined to identify the location of the genetic traits that influence the development of borderline personality disorder. Research collaborators found that genetic material on chromosome 9 were linked to BPD features. The researchers concluded that genetic factors play a major role in individual differences of borderline personality features. These same researchers had earlier concluded in a previous study that 42% of variation in BPD features was attributable to genetic influences, where 58% was attributable to environmental. Genes under investigation as of 2012 include the 7-repeat polymorphism of the dopamine D4 receptor on chromosome 11, which has been linked to disorganized attachment, whilst the combined effect of the 7-repeat polymorphism and the 10-for-10 dopamine transporter gene type has been linked to abnormalities in inhibitory control, both noted in features of BPD.
Yes.
This is all possibly noted in chromosome 5.
And with everything you just said, it's got problems with your dopamine receptors. For those of you that know, besides the fact that dopamine is great for vasoconstriction and bringing up people's blood pressure, dopamine as its daily, everyday use in our bodies gives us that sort of relaxed sense, that sort of
feeling.
your centered feeling.
Yeah.
And if your body's got problems with receiving dopamine and causing that balanced or zen feeling, that, gives a lot of credence to some of the things that borderline personality disorder sufferers go through.
It is true, because we've been saying throughout this whole night that there are physical abnormalities to a borderline's brain. And it's affected, our hippocampus is smaller in people that have BPD, as it also is in people that suffer with PTSD.
And hippocampus controls impulse control.
Right. But unlike PTSD, our amygdala is also smaller, and it's also extremely active. So it's also...
Hashtag reptile brain.
Yes. But also a decreased amygdala volume... I can't talk.
Amygdala volume?
Thank you. Has also been found in people with OCD, which we were supposed to talk about last week.
We were.
One study has found an unusually strong activity in the left amygdalas of people with BPD when they experience and view displays of negative emotions. This unusually strong activity may explain the unusual strength and longevity of our fear, sadness, anger, and shame experienced with our BPD, as well as the heightened sensitivity to displays of these emotions in others. Almost every single borderline I've ever met, or people that have borderline characteristics, are empathic. Every single one of us. So we know, even subconsciously, things that you may not know yourself that you're feeling, we can pick up on it. We'll know it. We'll see it. And we'll react to it because we think it's our fault.
Are you okay?
Are you?
Are you mad at me?
No.
Mad at me?
Are you?
Are you? No, I'm not mad. Are you mad?
No, seriously, are you mad because I'm talking too much?
No.
Oh, okay. See?
Yeah.
But also our prefrontal cortex tends to be less active. So when we recall memories of abandonment, this relative inactivity occurs in the right side, and because it's also given its role in regulating our emotional arousal, the inactivity of the prefrontal cortex might explain the difficulties people with BPD experience in regulating our emotions and our responses to stress. So it's not saying that we have a smaller brain, it just means that parts of it aren't as developed as other people, and way more active than even someone who has a fully developed brain.
Like the amygdala.
Yes. Apparently we also have, we also have the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which regulates the cortisol production, which is released in response to stress. Yes! Jinx! Yeah, buddy.
I don't owe you a drink because I brought you one.
I know.
Two. I brought you two.
Excellent. I know! So basically, it tends to be extremely elevated. We experience greater biological stress response. Our fight or flight is extremely active. It's also
fight.
Always fight. We have a greater vulnerability to irritability because traumatic events increase cortisol production. Higher cortisol means higher sensitivity to stressful events. We also may be predisposed to those stressful childhood and maturational events where, say, normal as a girl, getting your period for the first time is going
to death.
Yeah, exactly. Where a normal girl would be like, I'm a woman now. Yeah. So this is what we're talking about. I mean, this is all physical findings.
And all the things that she was saying about cortisol and the influences with cortisol and borderline personality, those who don't know, as I said, cortisol is the stress hormone. Cortisol also causes you to retain excess fat cells, specifically around the abdominal region, which is not going to help with all of your feelings of shame and
no sense of self and body dysmorphia and all sorts of other things. Yeah. It's all connected.
New York telephone.
Anyways, what else? Okay. So there's also neurobiological factors. Again, hardware. Software is bipolar. Hardware. I'm literally sitting here telling you that our brains are wired differently. And it's okay. Because we're just born that way. Thank you, Lady Gaga. But individual differences in a woman's estrogen cycles may also be related to the expression of BPD symptoms in females, who, by the way, get BPD way more often than men. A 2003 study found that women's BPD symptoms were predicted by changes in estrogen levels throughout their menstrual cycles, and an effect that remained significant when the results were controlled for a general increase in the negative effects. So, they did a study. Women.
And they found that ice cream is the cure for BPD in females.
Yeah. So basically...
I'm sorry, ice cream and chocolate.
Chocolate, there you go. No, so what they did was they took a group of women and they controlled the estrogen levels throughout the entire time. And women who suffered from BPD still had significant reactions, where women that did not. So, estrogen plays a factor, ladies. Kate, you know what I'm talking about. Because if I'm getting ready to have the wave of doom, run.
Shark Week.
Run. You know, so they're also, it goes on to tell you about developmental factors. We have talked about the childhood trauma, child abuse, sexual abuse, history of abuse as young children. It's been debated that this is actually one of the factors that will trigger the BPD. neurological patterns, which again, the negative emotions, all that stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, honestly, it just keeps going on and on. These are the same things that we all deal with the Shark Week. Someone just moved the camera, and that would be Misfit.
Yep, I will adjust.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
I just noticed.
Literally, he just moved all of it towards you. Now, go that way. More. Look, good. See what I mean? No, both cameras. He moved both cameras. Oh, my God.
Good?
Okay, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Fucking cat.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Actually, you know what? I think we're simultaneously broadcasting off of one camera.
Are we?
I think so.
Okay.
Whatever.
Whatever.
The week of the flow, worst week ever. The wind change will make her cry and want to punch objects. Yeah. Me, I'm just like, I hate you.
So, the cure for BPD in your menstrual state, like I said, is ice cream and chocolate.
Well, yeah. I mean...
Or chocolate and ice cream.
Yeah. It's good. It's really good. So here's the other thing. Most people don't realize that there's actually subsets of borderline.
Yes.
There's... Peanut, really?
Peanut. Stop flexing.
Ugh.
You ain't that bad.
So apparently... Now, this is something I learned, actually, in the research about tonight's podcast, because I just always thought that I was just your run-in-the-mill borderline. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that there are 4 subsets of borderline. That you can be one, a combination of more than one, or all 4.
This is a rare occurrence.
Misfit!
Hey, Misfit.
Oh, hi, buddy. Poop in my armpit. I think he understands I'm getting a little distressed by talking about this stuff, even though I'm not showing it.
No.
So... This is what happens when you have familiars. Anyways, so, we basically covered most of the symptoms and signs of borderline, but now we're going to go into the subsets because, I mean, honestly, we've talked about treatment, we've talked about what happens, we've talked about everything that we could about borderline, at least to know that you have it, know what you're dealing with, know the enemy that is within. Ha! You see what I did there?
I see what you did there.
Yeah, buddy. So, basically... While we do have usually things that are associated with our borderline, which is anxiety disorder, depression, all sorts of other things, we have 4 subsets. The discouraged borderline, the impulsive borderline, the petulant borderline, or the self-destructive borderline. Now again, you can be a combination of all of these, or none at all, or one, or whatever. So here's the thing. The discouraged borderline, in many ways, will look like an individual who lives with a dependent personality disorder, or what is commonly known as codependent. They tend to be clingy, we go along with the crowd, walk around feeling somber and somewhat dejected, like, meh. Deep inside, however, they're often very angry or disappointed with the actions of those around them. You scratch the surface of that, and that anger could explode, but they are more likely to do harm to themselves by self-mutilating or even suicide. So, the discouraged borderline, if you're, again, we have the intense fear of abandonment, but a discouraged borderline is one that's going to go a step further with that. The impulsive borderline, it seems to be the first cousin to histrionic personality disorder. These individuals tend to be flirtatious, captivating, elusive, and superficial. They are highly energetic and seek out thrill after thrill. They are easily bored and seem to have a never-ending appetite for attention and excitement. As their name implies, they will often act without thinking, getting themselves into all sorts of trouble. Such individuals can be very charismatic, and it's easy to get caught in our spell. Beware, you can be the moth to their flame. Now see, I honestly think that's one of my subsets. I think that I am impulsive.
I would agree with that.
You know, because, I mean, look at me.
And extreme humility is part of the disorder too, apparently.
Me. If you're diabetic. Oh, thanks, Kate. Thank you. I love you. You know how hard this is for us. He looks like my Rumble. I start fights the week before Shark Week and everything pisses me off. And technical difficulties. I love that term. I'm using it from now on. Thank you. Okay. Third subset. I said third, look, I'm so smart.
You so smart.
I'm so smart.
You is smart, you is impotent.
Yeah. So the third subtype is called the petulant borderline. He describes them, this is a psychiatrist that's, working with this. Unpredictable, irritable, impatient, and complaining, as well as defiant, disgruntled, stubborn, pessimistic, and resentful. They are usually torn between relying upon people and at the same time keeping their distance for fear of disappointment. They facilitate between feelings of unworthiness and anger. And the anger can be quite explosive. Better not get in their line of fire.
Like Steve Irwin, Croaky's angry!
Yeah. So, then the last and final subtype, which I also do believe I have, as the self-destructive borderline. This type is marked by his constant sense of bitterness, which they turn inward. They will often engage in self-destructive behaviors, whether it is conscious or unconscious. Their levels of self-hatred can often reach monumental proportions, leading them into all types of self-destructive behaviors, ranging from poor health care to reckless driving to performing humiliating sexual acts.
There's parts of that I don't need to know.
I wouldn't tell you.
Thanks.
I mean, honestly, I think that I am a combination of the, the impulsive, definitely the self-destructive, and maybe a little bit petulant. I don't think...
I could see that.
I don't think that I'm discouraged at all. Because I'm not codependent at all. Honestly, I'm actually very, very, very independent. So... these subsets, even though I just learned about them, I will have to go and talk to a mental health care provider to determine if I fall within these parameters. But it is definitely something that I am looking forward to learning about because I love learning. So it's great. It's absolutely amazing, and I love it. Sounds a little like me. Eli, do you have BPD? Have you ever been diagnosed? I mean, if not, this is for you. We are talking.
This is for you.
This is for you.
This is our gift to you from the Phoenix Gate podcast.
Jits. So,
Yes.
I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, do not self-diagnose yourself. Do not sit here and say, I'm a borderline because you're angry all the time. Because I have a friend of mine that's angry all the time, but he is not a borderline. At all. And I literally sat there and went through there are 9 characteristics that you have to have for extended periods of time to qualify as a borderline, a true borderline. So, honestly, guys, if you're feeling some type of way, or you feel like something's happening, or any of this, go get
some help.
Yeah. Just go. I mean, what are you doing?
I'm putting on my Kindle.
Sweet.
Well,
That's sweet.
Putting ebooks on.
Yeah, buddy. Josh, do you have anything you want to add? I mean, I'm basically talked myself to death.
Yeah, I think we've sort of covered everything that needs to be covered for, our final installment.
Yeah.
Maybe just a hint of what's to come in the new month. Because
Yeah.
there are big things happening for the Phoenix Gate podcast in the month of June.
Yup.
We have our own Jade Feinics going to Go Fest in Chicago.
Yes. I can't wait. I'm going to get so many... Pika,
Yes. People can't hear me. When I talk, all they hear is Pika Pika. Can't you hear this Pikachu talking? Oh, look at him, Pika Pika.
No, Pika 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 Pika.
Yes. And then I believe the week after that is EternalCon.
I can tell you right now, because I have it out here. So, ta-da! Jade's handy dandy calendar book! Woo!
What?
You may have to show me these books later. So I'm going to Chicago, not this weekend, not the weekend after that, but that. So literally the last 3 weeks of June, you and I are jam-packed.
Yes.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. That is what she said.
I'll be in Chicago for Go Fest, and then we have EternalCon that weekend after. And then the weekend right after that, we have Heroes and Villains.
Yes, we do.
And we'll also be in New Jersey at PNC for Shinedown.
Yes. We will be at Shinedown, so if you've got tickets to the Shinedown concert
at PNC Bank Arts Center
in New Jersey
on the 28th.
Yep. Come and tailgate with the Phoenix Day podcast.
Hell
We'll be
yeah.
there and we'll be drinking.
With beer snobbery, of course.
Yes, of course.
And some burger snobbery because we'll have a portable grill.
Yes.
So there will be burger snobbery happening there.
And
We will
Look
be doing
forward to Eternal and Heroes and Villains because there will be new cosplays from the Phoenix Gate podcast.
Special. We've been hinting at it.
Yeah, we've been hinting at some of them.
Should we tell them? I mean, honestly, it's June kicks it off. We might as well tell them.
No, let's leave that one as a secret for the day of.
But we can still tell them what. Well, we won't tell them. Okay, we'll give you a quick synopsis.
Pretty much. This what we're just talking about. That is the only way that you are going to win, and you have to win it. Win the recipe for the Phoenix Podcast Burger.
And it also, you will get to choose because we are doing beer and burger snobbery for the summer. As long as you can grill, we'll be doing that. So next week, it's my turn. And I'm planning on making these epic burgers. And it'll be changing it up every time. Trust me, guys, we're going to basically do a type of burger for every walk of life. You did red meat last week for Memorial Day as a special kickoff.
America.
I will be doing fish. I'm not going to say what kind because I'm not giving it away yet, but I will be doing a fish. And then I guess after that you can do like a chicken.
Fish.
Pony.
Heap up
Anonymous.
Damn it, you give him all the easy ones.
Yeah. I guess we can figure out from there, but I'm the one that's responsible for the next beer and burger snobbery. So beer is underneath, obviously, Josh's control. But this week's burger will be my problem. It's not a problem. It's awesome. But basically, leading up to EternalCon, we will do at least 1 or 2 more recipes.
Yeah, I would say 1 or 2 more leading up to EternalCon.
So you'll have a choice of red meat, fish, or chicken type burgers that we can give you the recipe for at EternalCon. But you have to find us. And the only way, I'm not giving away, the only way to find us is one day I will be doing it, the other day he will be doing it, and it'll only be in a cosplay that you've never seen before. Ever.
Nope.
That's the only thing I'm going to say about it.
And we've seen each other's cosplay that have to do with this, and they're going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So, guys, June is going to be a pretty busy month for the Phoenix Gate podcast. I want everyone who can to come out, love us, give us some love on our Instagram page.
Come chill with us at a con. Come chill with us at Shinedown.
Right? Give us love on Instagram, on Twitch, on Twitter, on Podbean, on Stitcher, Amazon Podcasts, on what is it? iHeart. Are we on iHeart?
Not yet.
No, I'm still waiting on that. Anchor. What else? We're everywhere. We're everywhere. Guys, follow us, love us, share us. If you know somebody that could possibly benefit from what we've been talking about for the month of May, please share these casts.
Yes.
Let them know that they are not alone.
And as we've done every episode in The Enemy Within, we're going to leave you the National Suicide Prevention Hotline number, which is 1-800-273-TALK or 1-800-273-8255. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You will get a person on the line to listen to you, to give you advice, to help you. These numbers are here to help you.
All calls are free. They are confidential. They are not going to send you to a psych ward because you're feeling some certain way. They're not going to call an ambulance on you. They may suggest you may need to seek out a psychiatric ER and get some help, or an ER. Yeah. But they're not going to force you. Nobody can force you. No one can do that. But if you are feeling like even this won't help you, please call 911 and go to an emergency room. Get help. Don't do something that will, I mean, if you ever succeed, obviously you're not going to regret it because you're not going to know. But I'm just saying, like, don't do something on that everybody else will regret for you. Right. Don't do something on an impulse just because you feel some type of way. There are ways to help. And as we have said on every single cast, reach out to us on social media. We're on fucking everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. You want to talk to somebody who will not judge you, who will understand your pain better than us, then go ahead, find a psychologist or a psychiatrist. But if you want to talk to a non-judgmental third party that will never, ever, ever make you feel like shit about the way you feel, and you can literally tell us anything you want, reach out to the Phoenix Gate. We will always answer. We will always be there for you. And guys, seriously, get help if you're feeling any type of way. If you feel like any of these casts may have raised some questions about your own mental state of mind or well-being, go talk to someone. I mean, we're here to listen. We're not psychologists. We're not psychiatrists. We're just medics. We cannot diagnose you, but we can help you. Yeah.
And we're always here.
Always. So
one or both of us are always available
on any type of our social media platforms. So, guys, thank you so much for sticking with us through The Enemy Within, our 4-part series. It's been very enlightening, and I learned a lot about your disorder.
And I learned a lot about yours.
And we learned a lot about other people's disorders. Mm-hmm. So, guys.
And I dare say, I think all of us and all of our travelers, we've come a little bit closer from this series. We've all talked, we've shared some experiences, we all feel a little closer.
Yeah.
Like we can all sit and roast marshmallows and have a grand old time sing Kumbaya.
I have the power. Pride is also this month too. She's
yes,
right. She's right. Josh, don't forget to show me the videos.
Yes.
Yes. He will. But guys, we love you. If you like us, follow us.
Tell your friends.
And always reach out if you need help. So on that note, we're gonna go now.
Mm-hmm.
Bye! Adios amigos! Sayonara and all that lovely shit. Bye, bye, bye!
Merry Christmas, bitches!
Bye.